So guys, sitting here today, we're with Kym Briese, owner-director of Briese Lawyers here in Toowoomba, the law firm. I personally have dealt with these guys in my real estate career, more so to do with their conveyancing side, and in my opinion, I would say they're one of the best, if not the best, and easiest to work with.
I'm not going to argue.
Bit of a plug there. So, but just to get into it today, so I guess for the viewers today, Kym, do you mind giving us a bit of a background of why you got into law, and I guess it's become so much of your life now?
Oh, the old why I got into law.
Yeah, old school.
It's because veterinary science wasn't available external. That's the truth.
Is that actually the reason?
That is the truthful. Yes, I would have loved to have been a vet.
Yeah.
But back in the day, that was not an option as an external, and I was not going to have any financial backing from parents to go to uni. So if I wanted to do uni, I had to be able to do it myself. And I'd already had a few years where during my school holidays I'd had some work experience in a law firm because my sister was a conveyancer. So it's kind of been in the blood for 35 years. So went straight from high school to working, back then it was called Articles of Clerkship, which was basically a 5-year apprenticeship to become a lawyer while studying externally.
Far out. So if it wasn't for the fact that you couldn't do veterinary science or anything, Briese Lawyers in Toowoomba may not have ever happened.
Correct. If I could have been a vet, I probably would have been
Briese Lawyers Briese Veterinary. Veterinary.
Totally broke. This crazy farm with 3-legged sheep and blind pigs that I couldn't put down.
But probably happier.
I don't know. I think poor vets have a really high depression and suicide rate. I think they have. They're as bad as lawyers.
Well, you're up there.
I am indeed.
Fair enough. I respect that. I guess, becoming successful lawyer, which you are, what I suppose made you decide to open up your own firm and establish your own brand? Like, you can be your own lawyer, solicitor, but to go to the next step, why did you decide to do that?
And look, it very much was about being able to practice how I wanted to. So I had a good job for a good and reputable firm, but I wanted to be able to do law my way. I wanted to be able to have my ethics and my values as the thing that drove the firm. And so that's what I've done for the last 13 years, is put together a team and created a firm that is around our value system.
Cool. I like that. Awesome. I suppose a lot of the viewers that watch our interviews are your Gen Ys, millennials, and I think a lot of it today, they don't know what to do, and even though they're capable of doing so much, what would your advice be to those people wanting to, deciding what to do? Do you just go after it? I mean, you wanted to initially become a vet, and then you decided to go through law. So what would you say, I guess, to the people watching?
Look, I think
what to do.
I think for the most part, we have far more choice now. And if you've got choice and the opportunity, then follow your dreams. Absolutely. Dream big, follow your goals. And I think, look, it's a different environment. I know I only look 26, but the reality is I've been doing this for more than 30 years. And back in my day, it was frowned upon to, jump ship and change your employment and your careers. That wasn't cool 30 years ago. Whereas I think now it's accepted. It's okay to dabble, try something. If it doesn't work, change and find something else. But what I would say is find your passion. I think there's nothing worse than being miserable in what you do.
Would you say as well, just to give things a go, because sometimes you don't know what you're passionate about. You think you're passionate about something, but I guess until you just go and try it, then you'll know for sure.
Absolutely. But also don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. And I guess, within the legal profession, and particularly family law, I've seen a lot of really good lawyers that have burnt out because of the area of practice that they chose. And rather than walk away from the law, maybe they should have pivoted their career and looked at what else they could have done, just in a slightly different practice area.
Cool. Okay, that's good. It's good to know. Like you're saying, you guys have been running 13 years, so 2007 you established Briese Lawyers. So with establishing it, such a successful firm for so long, especially in a community that's so sort of tightly held and news spreads very quick through Toowoomba, what would your biggest, I suppose, challenge be, or was, when opening up Briese?
Look, I've got to say it actually was a much easier journey than I thought.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, when I opened the doors, I was, you know, fully prepared to be, you know, pretty much broke ass for, you know, quite a while. And the reality is, because it is a small town, really, at the end of the day, clients found me pretty quickly, and my whole career's been on the Darling Downs. So my first 10 years was at Dalby, the next 6 years was with another firm in Toowoomba, but people found me really easily. Before we actually opened the doors, Madonna, my office manager, who's still with me, and she's the secret to my success, I've got to say that. We shared one computer and one desk in my laundry at my house for 6 weeks. And seriously, that was the most profitable 6 weeks of my entire career. But it did mean that when we did open the doors here at 303 Margaret, that we were able to hit the ground running. I used my overdraft literally for 3 weeks.
Far out. You got to do what you got to do. But look at you, like where you are today, you know. So I think you've got to, I suppose, I want to say risk it for the biscuit, as corny as it sounds, but just go for it. Head down
and look, when I took that risk, you know, I was single breadwinner, effectively, for my family. You know, my husband was a massage therapist that worked from home. We had 2 young children in private school. You know, we had the mortgage, we had 2 vehicles, the rengos, all of that, and I'd just given up my solid income.
So how did you go and like I suppose it would have been risky, as you said, but how did you go and pull the trigger to do that?
Well, at the end of the day, when you kind of did the cost-benefit analysis, my thing was, what's the worst that can happen? And the worst that could happen is that I had to go tail between my legs and be an employee for somebody else. And try and get a good income again from that. And
then I suppose your husband, he backed the idea of you saying, yep, cool, quit, let's try and do it.
He did. He did.
He's
a bit of a yes man. He's a middle child, which is great for someone like me. You know, he's not high conflict at all.
Supportive.
He's very, very supportive. Hence being, you know, the stay-at-home parent.
Cool.
Looking after our children so that I could pursue my career and all that.
Nice.
So he's been hugely supportive. He's also had the benefit of that.
Nothing wrong with that. With that, like I always say that, you know, once you're established and successful, sometimes you can get a bit lackadaisy. So, you know, you just go along with the punches, I guess, if you've been in the industry for so long. So how have you guys kept up to date, motivated and, you know, innovating constantly? Like have you always believed in your team and you've always had, you know, weekly catch-ups and you review things, or how does that work?
We're always looking to be that little bit ahead. And then we're always looking at who looks at what we're doing, particularly in things like social media, and our marketing and what we do in the community and who then follows. But look, we're really big on that. I'm big on processes and systems, big advocate of, guys, let's work smarter, not harder. And I guess that's part of why I also created my own firm, is to have a space for lawyers to be able to pretty much have an 8 to 5 kind of job, which is pretty rare in our industry. It's normally big hours, burn the midnight oil, it's all about the dollars, whereas that's not what we're about. We never have been. We've been about our values, family, having the balance in all of that stuff. So innovation and looking for new ways of doing things has always been what we've done. So the COVID thing was really easy for us.
Just adapt and change and keep going.
We didn't have to scramble. We were already set up that anyone that wanted to work from home could work from home. There was no technology issues. It was all smooth sailing. I've had to learn Zoom, and I've got to say I'm loving it. And there are some things that I'm hoping will stay.
I was going to say it's probably the new way of doing a lot of things. I think that, you know, I think there's a lot of blessings within it, and that's probably one of them. Like, you know, it changes up our real estate industry and your industry, and I think a lot of the things that have come and we've adapted to will stay, I think. So.
And I think that's good. And we've always got to look for the positives. Like, regardless of what happens, look for the positives, and you'll find opportunity everywhere.
Yeah, cool.
And it's when other people see it as a challenge, if you can see it as an opportunity, that's when you'll get somewhere.
Cool. I guess, I suppose last question for today, what I was super intrigued on was, across your life, you know, you started Briese 13 years ago, you've been in law for a long, long time. What would you have done differently? Would you have wanted to open up the firm earlier? Would you have wanted to try out, because you know how you said you got into law, but veterinary science, like would you have tested veterinary science or something like that, or, you know?
I'm not one to go back, and I certainly don't believe in regrets.
Yep.
You know, everything happens for a reason. I think the timing's right for everything. Could I, would I, should have done it earlier? No, probably not.
Yep.
You know, I think I needed to have, and you know, I had some great experiences and some very valuable leadership skills and stuff that I was able to learn at the former firm. So I think, you know, the timing was just right.
Yep.
If I had all my time again, I wouldn't do vet either, because the reality is I know that I wouldn't be able to put
on the
animals
emotional
down.
heartstrings.
Exactly.
Yep.
So, you know, I've actually got the best of both worlds now, because, you know, once I sort of hit 40 and had my midlife crisis, I also had the income that supported me being able to pursue my childhood dream of owning a horse.
Awesome.
And here I am just a couple of years later.
Not far off.
Nothing too years. Now that I've suddenly gone from 26 to plus 40.
Yeah, I know. I'm not following the age gaps here.
It's my secret. It's what we lawyers do. You can't win the argument, you baffle them with bullshit.
Much like ours, though.
Exactly right. So now I've got 13 horses, and you know, I can afford that lifestyle. So as my riding friends refer to me as, I'm not a bogan, I'm a cub. So it's the cashed up bogan.
I love it. Well, that was pretty well all for today, Kym. So thank you so much. And obviously, Briese Lawyers, you know, awesome company and firm in Toowoomba. We use them a lot. And thank you again, Kym. Appreciate it.
No worries. Follow us on Facebook, guys.
Yeah, there you go. Plug down the bottom. Thank you.